Hey guys, I made myself a cozy little nest on the couch. It is about noontime and other than taking the kids to school, I have not left this couch and to go to the bathroom and then to grab this tripod. Like, that is it. I am being super chill and it's nice. It's nice because there's a lot of people who uploaded videos today, so I've been watching YouTube videos. I just figured out that I can see YouTube video comments on the TV. I didn't know you could read comments on the TV, so I figured that out. Anyway, it's good. It's good. I'm feeling good. My coughing is far and few between now. It's just the chest that's still like, you know. But when I'm not doing anything, I feel completely normal. And even when I'm walking up and about, I feel like there's a little bit of improvements. So I think we're on the right track, but I haven't heard back yet from the x-ray or anything like that, but I'll keep you updated when I do. So I'm just gonna film little bits and parts of this video throughout the day. I asked at the end of my video yesterday to leave some questions if you have any, and then we would just do a little Q&A here with my Christmas blankie, because I'm not doing anything, I'm just on the couch. So anyway, so I'll address a question that I get a lot. It wasn't necessarily under the last video, but I've had it a lot. And it's from multiple people, but it's, what does Trevor do for work? So I would love to tell you what Trevor does for work, but just for privacy reasons, like, our island is very small, like, and it's not that I don't want you guys knowing, you know, it's just the internet, I guess. It's something Trevor and I both agreed we weren't just going to put out there because, like, it's a small island and it's just not something he wants out there on the internet. I mean, some of you probably know, but it's just not something we're sharing. But he technically has two jobs. So he has his career, and then he has his second career, which is poker. And I know a lot of you guys know that he plays poker, and I'm not sure if you're aware, but like, it is actually a job. Like, it is actually something that people like do. It can actually be like a really good full-time job, but it just takes a certain skill set and the right kind of person, I think, because it's definitely not something that everyone can do. But he's a really good poker player. He hates when I say that, but he's a really good poker player. So he plays poker a few days a week, and he has another thing that he does. Another question, this is from, so I have this up on my TV, I'm super fancy, from Medium Mummy, and she wanted to know where you would like to visit but have not had the chance to yet. I would absolutely love, and this is my dream, to visit Hawaii, any island, I don't care which one. I just want to go to Hawaii so bad. To get to Hawaii from where I am is a massive travel day, but I would do it in a heartbeat. I really want to see Hawaii. I know I will eventually, for sure. I just really would love to visit Hawaii. That's my number one place. I also would love to see Europe, like visit London, and Florence has a real interest in visiting that part of the world. Like, that's her number one place. I'd love to be able to make that happen for her someday. I'd love to see it as well. I would love to visit Greece. So those are places that I would love to visit that I've never visited. Okay, so now I got to get back to the comments here. Truly Tara commented, my question is, did you ever finish the basement? I can't remember if you did or if you showed us. No, I did not do anything with the basement. That is my brain for you in a nutshell. I had a big vision. I started to do the cleanup, and then I bought everything for it, and then I threw it to the wayside and didn't finish it or really do it at all. But we do have, like, we have everything for the basement. So if you don't know, like, our basement is just a wasted space. Like, we don't use it at all. Like I have my room down there, but I wanted to make it like a hangout place for the kids, and I never got around to doing it. But Trevor and I talk about it often, and the four of us, me, Trevor, Florence, and Alex, we are gonna work on it this winter. That is like our project for the winter, to pick away at doing that. Like we have a beautiful rug for down there. We have 2 futons now for down there. I have like a palm tree light thing. We got, we didn't get a TV yet. And so I just basically want to just make it like a hangout place for the kids, and a place where their friends can hang out too. So no, I didn't get to finish it. Oh gosh. Amy Yunman asked, how did you meet Trevor, and how old was Florence at the time? That's awesome that he took Florence in as his own. Love your channel and your little family. Thank you so much. Trevor and I met outside a bar. What was I doing at a bar, guys? What was I doing at a bar 2 weeks postpartum? I was a young girl, okay? I was a very young girl. Oh, my poor friend. She wanted me to go out with her that night. She was newly single. And she's like, please, like, you deserve a night out. You deserve a break from that baby. I did not want to go out at all. I was like, absolutely, like, I was still bleeding. Like, I was 2 weeks postpartum, okay? Like, I was all milked up and bleeding, and like, what was I doing out at a bar? But I caught a man. Anyways, my parents ended up babysitting. They're like, yeah, go out with your friend. We'll watch Florence. I'm not kidding you. People used to fight over babysitting Florence. Like, she was the first baby since my brother. So, and he was like 18 when she was born. So everyone was like dying to babysit. So I was like, okay. So I went out with my friend, and if you're local, we went to Old Dublin Pub. And then outside Old Dublin Pub was a guy I knew and my friend knew. And he was with Trevor, kind of. Like Trevor was at a bachelor party. And I seen Trevor and I said, oh my gosh, he looks like Gail Kane's son. Trevor does not look, I might have been intoxicated. I don't know. You know Oprah Winfrey, her best friend Gail? I thought Trevor was like her son. I don't know. And I was like, I need to get your picture. I did not know Trevor's name, okay? I did not know his name, nothing. So I got my friggin' picture with him, thinking it was the spitting image of Gail Kane's son. And I was like happy as anything, smiling in the picture. Trevor was all drunk. So I got a picture of him with him. Both of us didn't even know each other's names. And then he was like, give me your phone number or something like that. And I was like, okay. My phone number at the time, the last 4 digits of my phone number were 7777. That was my phone number. Cell numbers back in the day were like wild, I guess. Like my phone number, like 7777. That's what my number ended in. It's not my number anymore, but. So he was like, why are you giving me a fake number? I was like, okay, you can believe it or not, but that's my phone number. And then my friend was interested in another guy that they were with, and they exchanged numbers. But not only did they exchange numbers, they made a plan to meet up the next morning for breakfast. So I was like, okay, right, like we're gonna go meet them for breakfast. Like, okay, like no, we're not. And so anyway, we go home, and I go home to Florence. The next morning, the guy that was with Trevor, who was interested in my friend, messaged my friend and was like, me and Trevor want to know what time to meet for breakfast at Smitty's. And then my friend messaged me. She's like, the boys want to meet. So-and-so and Trevor want to meet. And I was like, who's Trevor? I was like, who's that? And I didn't know his name. And she's like, that's the guy that was with him. So I was like, I don't really want to go. Like, I have Florence. I don't want to ask my parents to babysit again. Like, I was already like, I shouldn't have went out last night. Like, you know, like, I really shouldn't have been out. But, and anyway, she's like, bring Florence with you. Like, it's because in the scenario was my friend and the guy, they were interested in each other. I was her wingman and Trevor was his wingman. So she's like, don't, like, I just don't want to go by myself. Like, bring Florence with you. I was like, okay. So I pack Florence up. She's 2 weeks old, okay? Pack her up, take her in her little thing. And we arrive at the restaurant. The boys get out of the car. And I come out with Florence. And I was like, oh, this is my baby. You think Trevor should have ran. He should have been like, okay, first of all, gives me a sketchy phone number. Second of all, shows up with a baby. And he's like, oh, cool. So then we all sit down at the restaurant. And Trevor and I aren't even really talking with each other. Like, we were just, I guess, like all four of us, like talking together. And then Florence stayed asleep at the table the whole entire time. And then when it came time to pay, Trevor paid for me. Florence obviously wasn't eating because she was a newborn. And then the guy paid for my friend. And I was like, oh my gosh, like I wasn't expecting him to pay for me because like we weren't on a date. And I was like, oh, and then he's like, is your number really, or he said something like, you gave me a pizza number. Like, why did you give me a pizza number last night? I was like, no, that's actually my number. He's like, that's actually your phone number? I was like, yeah. And he's like, okay. And he's like, can I add you to MSN? And I was like, okay. So we add each other to MSN. And then we started chatting on that MSN. Remember that messaging thing? And like, and the first thing he asked me was like, just want to know, like, is the father involved? Because I don't want to like step on anybody's toes type of thing. And I respect him for asking that because I think that's a pretty mature thing. Like, before you like get to know me, like want to know what the situation was. And I basically just said like, no, it's just me and her. And he was like, okay. And then we just started talking, and he asked me out every day for months. And I was like we met in September. We did not become like official till December because I was raising, and like she was 2 weeks old when I met Trevor. So like I was raising a newborn. I just didn't have that time to be dating and stuff. But he still was like, yeah, like, if you get a babysitter for this day, do you want to play pool? If you get a babysitter for this day, do you want to go out to eat? If you get a babysitter for this day, do you want to? And I was like, no. And then I would say the odd like yes. And then we would go out and we would have a good time. And then weeks would pass and he would ask me again, and I'd go and we'd have a good time. And then, but every time I went, I brought Florence with me. I don't know why. It was always me, Trevor, and Florence. And then what really like sold me on Trevor, there was a lot of things, but the thing that was like, I went from like not even wanting to like be dating to madly in love like this. Like, it was slow moving in the beginning, but then once I fell hard. It was Christmas time, and we weren't even like official yet. And he gave me a gift from Florence. And what it was like a homemade video of pictures. Like, back then you would put like pictures on like a DVD or a CD or something. And then you put it in your DVD player and it would play the pictures. Like, it was like a montage. He made me a montage, but like YouTube wasn't a thing. And like, so he made me a montage with all the pictures of me and Florence, because I had them like up on Facebook. So he took the pictures from Facebook and made me a video montage of me and Florence, and he gave it to me for Christmas from Florence. And ever since that day, I seen nothing but love for Trevor. Like, I was head over heels. Like, I'm marrying this man. I'm going to marry him. But before that happened, like when we were just like dating, I almost broke up with him because I thought he was too nice. And my mom talked me out of it. I was like, he is just way too nice. Like, I don't want to do that. And then my mom was like, that's a stupid reason to break up with somebody. Do you want somebody mean? And I was like, no. And so I've told that story before, but yeah, so then the rest is history. And then we were engaged within 8 months of meeting. So we were engaged from 8 months of that, from that day we met. And then we were married a year later. And then we got pregnant with Alex right on our honeymoon, bought a house, had Alex. Trevor adopted Florence. So the adoption process is a huge process. You can't just like adopt a kid, right? So there's a lot that goes into that. It was very expensive, and it took about 2 years from start to finish. There's a lot of like social workers visiting your home, showing up unannounced, monitoring Trevor with Florence, how they are together. They had to write up, we had a certain social worker assigned to us, and she had to write up a whole big report on Trevor's relationship with Florence. And then once it was all said and done in court, it was a day in June. I can't remember the exact date, but we all went to court, and Trevor's whole family went, and my whole family went, and Florence went, and Alex, because he was born at that point, because it took so long, right, to get adopted. And it was beautiful. They treat adoptions in the courthouse like a birth. And they're like, it's like one of the only times that we get to like celebrate in court. And it was beautiful. And the judge stayed for pictures, and we had cake, and not in the courtroom. We didn't have cake in the courtroom, but like we came back to my place afterwards, and people brought presents. It was like actually like a baby shower. And I didn't know people were going to bring gifts. I just wanted people to come over and celebrate. And we had a big cake, and Trevor and Florence, they both wore like white, and it was just really beautiful. And yeah, and then she took on his last name, and so Trevor officially adopted Florence. And he's been in her life since she was 2 weeks old. So we love our story. We love it. I'm not ashamed of anything at all or embarrassed. It's just how it played out for us, and I think it's perfect. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. You guys, the kids brought this out for me. This is my big ceramic tree that I got at Costco. You can see how big it is. It's really big. I love it. This is where I wanted to put it. They brought it out for me because I'm just really sad. I'm really sad that we don't have a tree up right now. I always have my tree up right now. And we're just not putting it up till after our Toronto trip. So they brought that out for me, and thank you. I love it. I love it. I wanted it right here, and I think it's going to be perfect. Here, give you a close look. This tree is perfection. Perfection. Look at the star. Oh my gosh, you guys, I always wanted one of these. I don't know how big it is. I can't tell you. I don't know. The box is bigger than obviously this, but this is quite big. It's bigger than the ones you typically see in people's homes. Gosh, I love it so much. I want to get a doily for underneath it. Maybe I'll try to make one. I wonder if I could make one. Yeah, so I'm still in my jammies. I'm just maxing and relaxing here, but This has made my whole day. I love this so much. So it just plugs in. It doesn't need batteries. Maybe I'll turn the light on so you can see better. So here's with my flash on. Ellie's eyeing it up. But yeah, you just plug it in and it comes with a switch. I got this at Costco. It comes with this switch that turns it off and on. And it's perfect. It has a great big giant base on it. But I think it would be really pretty with a doily underneath it, like a white doily. Oh my gosh, you guys. I love it so much. Okay, I'm going to continue on with the questions, but I just wanted to show you this because I thought that was really sweet that they did that for me. I'm happy I have a little bit of Christmas background. That's so sweet they did that. Because I just want my tree up so bad. Okay, so the next question I have is from Janet. And she wants to know how many kids I have. And I have 2 kids. So I have a 16-year-old daughter, Florence, and a 13-year-old son, Alex. So that's what we got going on over here. And then I think I'm going to end the questions with Autumn Soul Lane. If any more questions come in tonight, I'll put them in the next vlog. So they'll get answered. They'll just be in the next vlog because I just want to get this vlog edited and up for tomorrow. So Autumn Soul Lane asked what my favorite Christmas movie is, and hands down, Christmas with the Cranks. That has been like a family staple for us, like with my parents and my brother and sister. And Ellie hears the sirens. Don't worry, Ellie, we're all safe here. It's Christmas with the Cranks. We always said from the first time we watched it that the character that Tim Allen plays reminds us of my dad. Just certain quirks his character has was exactly like my dad. And that movie used to always make us laugh. So I'm not a big movie person or a Christmas movie person, but the one movie that I do watch every Christmas is Christmas with the Cranks. I love that one. She also asked what my favorite Christmas treat is. And don't even, girl. See, good girl. Okay. She does really well with our actual Christmas tree. So I think if things get gradually brought out, she'll have time to adjust. My favorite Christmas, or was it treat or snack once I just wanted to double check. So she asked favorite Christmas treat and favorite Christmas snack. So my favorite Christmas treat is, oh gosh, I love mint chocolate. I don't know if that's my favorite Christmas treat, but I love like the after eights and stuff like that. I love all of the Christmas sweets, like the cookies and that sort of thing. I love the holiday, like anything homemade baked. But my favorite like Christmas meal is definitely like a turkey dinner. Plus, when I think of Christmas, I think of seafood because we always do a big seafood thing at Christmas. So I think of like mussels and bacon wrapped scallops and shrimp and lobster. So that is my favorite at Christmas. And then my favorite Christmas snack is our Christmas toast. I've shared that with you guys every Christmas that I have on YouTube. I believe I've shared the Christmas toast. But I'll share it again this Christmas. And a lot of you guys have tried it and love it. Dee's husband wrecked his mouth on it, but still loved it. I always think of him. Whenever I think of Christmas toast now. But it's a staple here. Christmas toast is, when I think of Christmas, one of the first things I think of is Christmas toast. So it's just like a loaf of like French bread sliced with like a mixture of like almonds, mayonnaise, cheese, Worcestershire sauce, onion, bacon. I forget what else is in it, but you mix that all up, put that on top of the loaf and bake it. It is so good. I'll share it with you guys this year though, but that's one of my favorites for sure. But I'm going to end this video here. For supper tonight, I don't know what it is. Trevor's taking care of it for tonight, so he's not home yet. So it's sad he's not home yet, and it's already dark out. So when he leaves for work, it's dark. When he gets home from work, it's dark. He doesn't like that. He's like, I don't really see the sun. I'm like, oh, but we got a nice tree, don't we, Ellie? We got a nice tree. Thank you so much for your questions, guys. Tomorrow will be similar. I'm just going to be hanging out. So if you have any more questions or any questions that I didn't get answered, I will put them in tomorrow's video. But I hope you guys are well, and I'll see you guys really soon in my next video.